What in the world is happening with crypto right now? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Let's talk about it. We have a lot of negativity, which I don't like to do, but we have to talk about it. We're not just going to sit here and pump sunshine on a cloudy day. It is a sea of red across the top 100. And unless you're shorting the market right now, which a lot of people probably are after the comments from Michael Saylor and Bitcoin, and just kind of using all of those pieces and data that we have available to kind of formulate the sentiment that we have in the market, it's a bad day, and we'll get into that. But I do want to talk Hedera and HBAR because right now they're going down 10+%, as we've seen a lot of the heavy volume working in one direction. So let's talk about that right now here on the channel. If you haven't hit that like button, please subscribe down below as well. Join us. Also, give me a follow on X if you have not followed me over there on that platform. But I want to thank all my returning subscribers for tuning in. Let's get down into it. And please remember that none of this is financial advice as we look to navigate this crypto world, okay? And full disclosure, guys, I have kind of changed my stance a little bit. Over the last 2 to 4 weeks, I've been heavily shorting the market, okay? And that's not FUD. It's not necessarily, for example, I haven't done a thing with HBAR. I haven't done a lot of the top layer 1 cryptos that I do talk about. This is more so just kind of piggybacking on the volatility that we've seen when Bitcoin's tumbling, Ethereum's tumbling. A lot of the top, I guess you would say, mid $100 million cryptos, those are the ones that I do kind of target because they just don't have that much support, and the market manipulation and the market makers that do kind of handle all of that business, they're not really equipped to withstand some of these tumbles that we have seen, such as Bitcoin right now trading at 85,000. Okay, so this isn't really comments that I wanted to directly relate to HBAR. And if you are watching this video, and we're going to be talking about HBAR's fall, but like I said, guys, I have not been shorting HBAR personally. Okay, so let's look at it as we get down the board. They've actually moved up one spot ahead of Zcash, which they've been on a little bit of a slide. As now Zcash is down into the 330s. HBAR, though, I know they're at 13 cents, okay, and it's been about 10% down into the red day for Hedera. But looking back over the last week and month, we've talked about some of these price levels, okay? Now, what I say is not gospel. It's just my take on the market and how I view said crypto. Now, for HBAR, the way I look at it is very simple, okay? This was a crypto that we were talking about at 4, 5, 6 cents. And we're playing with house money, okay? A lot of my cost basis are so low that if HBAR wants to go and follow the rest of the market, it's nothing that they're doing intrinsically, okay? And that's what you guys have to remember. A lot of the top cryptos we talk about, in my opinion, for my personal investments, okay? And this is just me. I'm not going to tell you to buy or sell crypto. This is not financial advice. I'm fine. I'm fine with this. We've been through these tumultuous tumbling charts, okay? We've been through this. We've had, Russia, Ukraine. We've had the Fed concerns. We've had a lot of issues, right? Recession. We've said recession 27 times in 2025, okay? It does not matter. Crypto always finds a way. It may take longer, but if you do believe in the tech, you believe with a purpose, probably going to come out on the other end in a positive manner, just not maybe as soon as we hope, okay? And as we've talked about it, like Hedera, if you are an early on adopter, your price, your cost basis is so low that you're playing with house money, okay? And I understand that taking profits is great. You want to lock that stuff up and just kind of navigate. And I do think that there is something to be said about trading crypto. Personally, I know a lot of people that unfortunately they just buy and hold, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody can have their own financial strategies, right? You're welcome to do whatever you want to do with your own capital. But I just think that right now it's a trader's market, and that's how I'm approaching it. And so when I talked about what I'm doing personally in the market, a lot of that is trading, right? Not buying HBAR and just hoping that it reverses on its own, okay? A lot of that applies to cryptos that, like I said, I don't talk about them, but it's cryptos outside the big ones that we do cover, such as Hedera, such as Cardano, XRP, so on and so forth, okay? But like I said, 13 cents, we're still kind of just in that zone where it's house money. If we get back up to the 17, 18, 19 cents, you get a little bit more bullish, but still that line of demarcation has always been around 20 cents with support for what HBAR is doing, okay? But this is what I wanted to talk about, the tumble about 10% with the crucial volume that we did see. Now, as we did have that big candle, okay, that was the Bitcoin futures on the CME. And as we do look at this downtrend in multiple different time frames, right, there was a massive volume spike, 338% more than the 24 average. Okay, so that confirms that institutions are selling and are establishing a current support at around 13 cents for HBAR. Now, if we do look at a shorter time span, the 60-minute data, the hourly mark, the trading for HBAR began between 13 and 13.25 and consolidated on lighter volume. Okay, so around that 13 cents, this kind of indicates the potential that accumulation at that zone is going to act as our previous support. But right now, the broader technicals right now within this failed breakout and the market underperforming, I'm not too confident in that. But that is the floor right now established during the breakdown for HBAR with that huge volume spike that we did see. It's a lot of buying interest right now for HBAR at around 13 cents and some change. And right now, this is where we have to look into the medium time span, okay? The middle of the road where we talk about the momentum that we're watching right now. It's kind of where certain cryptos just don't trade well in this kind of market, okay? And what I mean by that is it's the technology ones. It's the one that you believe in the tech, not just the speculation. So the ones that have been established and they've been around for quite some time, such as HBAR, such as Cardano, such as XRP, that's where we're going to consolidate till the overall market kind of reverses its course. But if the sentiment still stays and remains where it's at now, where we're just on this bearish slide, or just a little bit of negative, negative catalysts that are happening, it's like we're taking one step forward, two steps back. Okay, and it's very disheartening and it's very tough to stomach. But that's what's going on right now, and that's what I wanted to share with you guys because it's a big mark right now at 13 cents. Okay, so quite frankly, this is where we have to look at it, where this could be the end of the road for the institutional selling. It could be a consolidation at 13 cents. Highly unlikely, as we do see a lot of accumulations coming in. But I think that as long as Bitcoin and the Michael Saylor talk, the FUD with what he's doing, selling Bitcoin to pay off debt and interest, that's just really a little bit alarming because, if somebody kind of just makes their bones talking about sell everything you own, buy more Bitcoin, and then all of a sudden they're selling Bitcoin, it's going to send the market into a tizzy. And I think that's the best way you could describe it right now because there's nothing really solid to go off of. It's just all speculation and just essentially traders are trying to minimize risk and time up the bottom so that they can accumulate at a very low price point. Okay, and that's just not how I play the game personally. But I do believe in HBAR, so it is something where you want to look at these low price levels. Eventually, we're going to hit a mark where it's just going to be too cheap to not ignore it. And I will show you guys my trading indicator right now on TradingView, because if you look at it on a daily chart, we did flash momentum down back on the 31st of August. And since then, guys, so this is going to be about a 3-month time span. Okay, once that momentum down flashed, HBAR to where it's at right now is down 42% and some change. So my trading indicator does well, not only just to tell you guys kind of what to look for when it's time to buy. It's not financial advice. I'll never tell you guys to buy or sell crypto, but you can use it as a tool for your own trading because that could have, obviously saved about 42% of a dip as we do look at the last 93 days. Okay, so that's what I have going on. Leave a comment down below. How are you guys treating this market? What are you doing with your HBAR? Very curious to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Thank you all for tuning in. If you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, please do so now, and we'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.